In the bustling city of Accra, there lived a young man named Kwame Mensah. He was the pride of his family, having just returned from studying abroad with degrees in business and economics. The Mensahs were one of the wealthiest and most influential families in the region, known for their sprawling estates, successful businesses, and lavish lifestyle. Kwame had everything he could ever want: luxury, status, and endless opportunities. But there was one thing his heart longed for, that no amount of wealth could buy: true love. Kwame's parents had high hopes for him. They dreamed of him marrying a woman from an equally wealthy and powerful family, someone who could elevate their status even further. They hosted glamorous parties and introduced him to the daughters of ministers, business tycoons, and celebrities. But Kwame wasn't interested. His heart had already chosen someone. A simple village girl named Ama. Ama was from a small, quiet village on the outskirts of the city. Her family was poor, living in a modest clay house with a thatched roof. She worked as a seamstress, and her kindness, humility, and hard work made her beloved in the village. Ama had never known luxury, but she had a richness of spirit that caught Kwame's attention when he visited the village on a community outreach project. She had no fancy clothes, no degrees, but her heart radiated warmth and authenticity. Kwame was drawn to her in a way he couldn't explain. One evening, as Kwame sat with his parents in their grand dining hall, he gathered the courage to tell them about Ama. "Mother, father," Kwame began, "there's something important I need to share with you. I've met someone, and I want to marry her." His parents exchanged excited glances, already imagining which influential family the girl must belong to. "She's from a village nearby," Kwame continued. "Her name is Ama." Silence filled the room. His mother's face dropped, and his father set down his glass with a frown. "A village girl?" his mother asked, disbelief evident in her voice. "Kwame, you can't be serious. You come from a line of wealth and prestige. How can you think of marrying someone so beneath you?" Kwame took a deep breath and stood firm. "Ama may not have wealth, but she has a heart like no one I've ever met. She's genuine, kind, and hardworking. That's more important to me than money or status." His father shook his head. "Love doesn't pay the bills, Kwame. You need to think about your future, about the family name. This girl, she's not one of us." Kwame had anticipated this reaction, but it didn't make the conversation any easier. He tried to reason with them, explaining that Ama's character, not her background, was what mattered, but his parents were stubborn. They couldn't imagine their son, the future CEO of the family business, marrying a poor girl from a remote village. As days passed, the tension in the household grew. Kwame's parents invited wealthy women to their home, hoping to distract him, but his heart was set. One evening, Kwame made a bold decision. He would take his parents to meet Amma and see for themselves the kind of person she was. Kwame's parents reluctantly agreed, hoping that meeting Amma would prove their point. They traveled in their luxury SUV, feeling out of place as they arrived in the humble village. The dusty roads, simple homes, and the lack of modern conveniences shocked them. But Kwame remained calm, eager to introduce Amma to them. They were greeted by Amma and her family with warmth and respect. Amma, wearing a simple dress, smiled graciously as she welcomed them into her modest home. Despite their initial discomfort, Kwame's parents couldn't ignore Amma's grace and sincerity. She served them food that, although simple, was prepared with care and love. As they ate, Amma spoke of her dreams, her work as a seamstress, and how she helped her community in small but meaningful ways. Kwame's parents remained polite, but they couldn't help but feel that this life was far too removed from their world. After the visit, his mother pulled him aside. "Kwame, she's a sweet girl," she said, "but this is not the life we raised you for. You deserve better, someone who can live up to your standards." But Kwame knew that true wealth was not in material possessions, but in the depth of a person's heart. He stood by his decision. "I love Amma," he told them. "She may not come from money, but her heart is pure, and that is worth more than anything money can buy." Kwame's parents decided to test Amma's loyalty. They secretly arranged for a wealthy suitor from the city to approach her with offers of money, gifts, and the promise of a luxurious life, hoping that she would be tempted to leave Kwame. They thought that if she chose wealth, they could prove to Kwame that she wasn't truly in love with him, but rather interested in his status. The suitor arrived at Amma's small sewing shop one afternoon. He flaunted his wealth, offering her a life of comfort and luxury that she had never imagined. Amma smiled kindly and said, "Thank you for your offer, but I am content with the life I have. Money cannot buy happiness or love, and my heart already belongs to Kwame." When Kwame's parents heard what had happened, they were stunned. Amma had passed their test. They realized that despite her humble background, she had something far more valuable than wealth: integrity, loyalty, and love. In time, Kwame's parents came to accept his decision. They saw that Amma's values and character were far more important than her financial status. The grand wedding they had initially envisioned was transformed into a simple but beautiful ceremony in the village, where both families came together, united not by wealth but by love. Kwame and Ama's story became well known, and the lesson was clear. True happiness and love are not found in material wealth or status, but in the depth of a person's heart and character. In a world that often prioritizes wealth and status, Kwame and Ama's story reminds us that love, loyalty, and integrity are what truly matter. We must look beyond material things and value the heart and spirit of a person. True wealth is not in what we own, but in the relationships we build and the love we nurture. Thank you for joining us on Kwame and Ama's journey of love that transcends wealth and status. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales that remind us of the power of love and authenticity.